Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch this evening, and the replay on audio wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. That's right. I should be getting some partners in crime in here relatively soon. I didn't want to wait too long before going live while I had all my wonderful audience here. Bill had some prior engagements. Was at cousins something or other, and Truck should be in here soon, hopefully. And we gave Alicia the night off, seeing as she said she was feeling like a zombie. And well, we didn't want any apocalyptic happenings on the show to demonetize us just in case something happened live. So we were like, no, just, if you're feeling under the weather, feeling, just do what you got to do, And she'll be back next week, or she won't be, and Stefan will just take her spot on the show. I don't know. We'll see. So how's everyone doing tonight? Interesting show tonight on Impact Wrestling. A lot of promos, very promo heavy tonight, but it's all it's all relative to you're building stories because it's the fallout from Against All Odds, and we are on the road to Slammiversary. We got 4 weeks away or whatever it is. I gotta see exactly when the old date here, July 15th. So yeah, exactly a month away. There we go. Middle of next month. I keep thinking it's the end of next month, but the end of next month is when I'm going to be back in Chicago, if you will. So as we get into all of tonight's stuff, I figure I'll start out with a little bit of news and some other things, and then hopefully we'll get some other gents in here relatively soon, and they can jump in the review part of it, So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they'll be in here. It's all we can do. But make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications, so that you know when we're live and our content hits your screen. And as I try to stay awake for this. No, we'll be fine. Oh, goodness. Well, let's talk some merch, shall we? Let's talk some merch for a bit. Hear that there's some new merch on I was going to show you guys some pictures, but I couldn't upload them because it wasn't the correct kind of file. But I will leave it to you guys. You guys are more than capable. If you guys can find the show here on YouTube, you guys are more than capable. Wow, what are words? Capable of going to shopimpact.com and checking out some of these lovely new tees that they have here on the site. So for the Pride Month, they have the purple shirt. Now let me just quick see here. Okay, it only comes in purple, but it's got the Rainbow Impact Wrestling logo, and that looks really nice. And then of course you've got the new Yup t-shirt representing Alex Shelley's lovely promo skills as of recent. No, I kid. He's great. I just like that he's just gotta just answer stuff with a yup and it just pops the crowd. I'm here for that. I'm here totally here for that. So get the yup t-shirt for the yup fans or the yup movement, if you will. The yes movement. What else here? We have a new Masha Slamovich shirt. This is literally fire. It's got some cool like metallic type of font here. Masha Slamovich, and then it's got some kind of like explosion behind it, some bright explosion. Looks really cool. So, war. Getting ready for war in the ring. And last but certainly not least, this is great. I love this. Absolutely love this. I wish they would have had this in Chicago, but it all happened. It literally happened before our eyes in Chicago, so there is no way, unless they like brought it out at the end for the fans. That's the only way it could have happened. They have a new Death Dolls t-shirt. You want to talk about a retro themed shirt. This is amazing. I'm absolutely going to be picking up one of these. It says Death Dolls presents Jess and Court's Sick Adventure, and it shows cartoon versions of Jessica and Courtney Rush sitting on top of a coffin with lightning going on around them, and the sign says next to it, it says "This way to the undead realm," and there's like a hand coming out of like a demonic red hand coming out of the top of the coffin, scratching the top of it. Basically, it's made to look like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's what it's a parody of that movie poster. It looks absolutely great. So Gary, Alex, are you going to give Nick Aldis a wrestling lesson? Wrestling lesson at Slammiversary? Yup. Yeah, there you go. He's going to give him one of his shirts too, I'm sure. Mayor here says, yup, has a long way to go before it ends up being annoying like the what chance. Oh, it's not even going to come close to that. The what chants have been going on for decades, literally. The yup chants have literally been happening for a month max. All right, give me a second, guys. I gotta quick get something from an email. So Bill can get in here. Come on. Copy. Paste. All right. All right. Bill should be in here soon. Can we get some yups in the chat, shall we? Let's see. So yeah, go check out shopimpact.com and go see some of the new t-shirts there that I was just talking about. And before we hit anything else, we want to mention the where do they go? Here we go. We have some super stickers. Heel Punk Tracy with the 99-cent super sticker along with Anna Reed. Thank you so much. Much love to you both. And to anyone else helping support the show as such. Certainly helps keep the show afloat. It pays for such things like the streaming, the StreamYard that helps us keep a semi-professional look, and the audio. It does cost a few bucks, So if you do it yourselves, you know what it costs. Rayline with always weekly with the cheering the bits. Thank you so much, Rayline. Much love for your weekly support in that too. So yeah, you can do super stickers, super chats. If you're in Team Twitch, you can cheer bits, you can sub, you can gift subs. I haven't been keeping track of the Twitch stuff lately. I really should do more. I know I've had some people request some new emotes. So yeah, when I have some time this weekend, maybe I'll work on that. We'll see. But yeah, Bill should be in here soon. And what else? Let's talk about we had some news come across the show tonight for the Impact Wrestling Down Under tour, which is starting to take shape. Looks like Macklin is going to get his rematch at one of the 2 nights in the Down Under tour down in Australia for Impact Wrestling. Fans in the US or worldwide abroad can see this on Fight TV, on Fight, and it looks like they're doing a combo deal here. This is great. They're doing a combo deal because there's 2 nights. There's a Friday night and a Saturday night. Each night is $15.99. Hang on a second. $14.99. Each night is $14.99, but if you get the Down Under tour pack, you can get both nights for $24.99. So you can save yourself $5 getting both, which is a great deal. I've seen them do this with New Japan a few times when they've got back-to-back back-to-back events at night. So yeah, very cool. Here's the kick, though. Here's the kick. Excuse me. Here's the catch, I should say. Both nights that this is happening, 4 a.m. I shit you not. I looked at this. I was like, oh my God. You're kidding me. Holy crap. That's gonna be tough to cover. I don't know if we're gonna be covering that one live. It's gonna be a little easier for guys like, oh look, Bison's in the chat. Good day to you, Bison. It's going to be a little easier for chaps like Bison in the UK. It's going to be like 10 a.m. The show will be like 10 a.m. in the UK time for them, 4 a.m. for me, 5 a.m. Eastern, and so on and so forth. So, yikes. Um, no promises on that one, folks. No promises on that one. We are going to be covering it one way or another. Okay. I'm sure that those are going to be very fun shows. I don't know exactly what's all going to be covered. Like I said, Macklin is going to get his rematch against Alex Shelley, so that is going to be a big draw for one of those nights. The Oreo's very excited about that. She's screaming her head off in the other room, as we can see, or as we can hear, I should say. Yeah, who let the beef flow in here? uh, so yeah, so I'm sure we'll cover them. I don't know if we're gonna do two separate shows, if we'll do one show to cover them both over the course somewhere later on in the weekend. But I mean, that's the equivalent of us staying up for the New Japan shows live in Japan. That's not easy. Not easy, folks. But still, I'm very excited for the Australian fans. That's the Bison currently 3:58 a.m. Well, good for you. Go to bed, sir. Oh, you're probably just getting up, you goofball. Um, so, um, oh yes, I was on Impacted a couple weeks ago. Yeah, had a blast with Joe. Joe did a great job. He really did. Bison, I want to make sure you know that he did. I know you were busy sipping cocktails in Greece, but I want to make sure you watch that show back. He did a great job, and I made sure I told him that too, because I'm always proud of you guys. You know that. I'm always proud of you guys. But yeah, he did wonderful. So oh Zach Bonifer, it's talking about another door, another type of you know, multi-company event show, Forbidden Door. We got one that's going on sale tomorrow. The was it Multiverse 2 in Philly? It's going on sale tomorrow. So that's very exciting. But yeah, Bison or excuse me, Zach in the chat's talking about Okada versus Danielson. Well, I tell you what, that is amazing. Impact may not be getting Okada versus Danielson, but we are getting Tanahashi, and they just announced within the last couple days that Leo Rush is going to be showing up for the Summer Sizzler. That's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. I believe that's next week. So I don't know if that's going to be setting up stuff for the Forbidden or the multi. I'm getting my shows screwed up now. If that's going to set up something for the multiverse show, or maybe he's doing the Atlanta show because he can't do the other one. I don't know. But it's great to see Leo Rush back. He's one I always wish that Impact Wrestling could hire, but he's doing great in Japan. He really is. He's doing great in Japan, and he's happy. You know, for a while he was. He lost his, as Shawn Michaels says, he kind of lost his smile for wrestling. So, yeah. So Gary Rossetti says they're the forbidden door, but Impact is the open door for everybody who wants to come in. Well, that's true. That's true. And here we go. Speak of the devil. Here he is, Mr. Front Row Bill himself. Better
How's
like
it going, Jay?
It's going, man. It's going. Truck was supposed to be in here too, but
Yeah, I thought so. Based on the chat, I'm like, oh, is Truck in there? I'm like, I don't know. We'll see.
Alicia's a zombie.
Zombie.
Yeah, so that's a little worried. I'm a little worried for Stefan. So hopefully we hear an update from him in the chat soon as to her condition. But so how you doing, Bill?
Doing good, J-Bone. Just running around. Been a crazy last couple weeks. Besides Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
I haven't even told the group yet, J-Bone, but I'll let the people know because we're here for the people. But after 18 years at my company, I decided to make a change. And I've changed. I went. What made the most sense was going to a competitor, doing some stuff that I used to do in the past that I want to get back involved in lighting. So that's what I'm going to be doing again. And I'm actually working along with my first boss again, who brought me into the industry 18 plus years ago. So,
okay.
So it's always good to network and keep connections. And it felt like after 18 years, it's time for a change.
You know what? Sometimes you gotta, I mean, someplace, I mean, that's still that you're blessed. Seriously. That's job security to be in any job that long. My goodness. My dad was lucky he was at Pabst for just about 30 years. And that's amazing job security. So, but hey, if this is something that's a little better for you in a sense, then yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to change it up. I hope it works well for you.
Yeah, so far, for everything, the whole setup, it's exactly what I'm looking for. It's what I've liked most, and that's the key. You got to like what you do, just like with wrestling. You gotta
sure.
Like it. We do this because we like it. We're not really paid to do this. We're doing this for fun. And the same thing, like you want to have a job you look forward to, you like. And for the most part, I've had that. I've been lucky enough to have that most of my life. But there's always been aspects, well, I like this better. And you kind of deal with things maybe you don't like as much. But now it looks like I can get the best of both worlds. And that's
awesome, dude. I'm happy for you. That's great. That's great. Are you still going to be able to travel when you like to? I know that's a big part of.
Well, and that was one thing when I was looking, because obviously being somewhere so long, you build up. Like that's one thing I always had. I was maxed out on PTO time, and also I was able to use it for All Impact. But luckily, this one for starting, like I had 5 weeks of vacation by being there for so long. Luckily, at this one, I have 4 weeks of vacation, and that's usually don't start. So like I lost 1 week, but that I can make that work.
Oh yeah,
because a lot of places you might be 2 or 3 weeks. 4 weeks, I can make that work. Luckily.
Oh yeah, with your experience and that's tremendous, dude. That's great.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
So all is good. Obviously, already committed for pretty much the rest of the year. But then we'll obviously always see beyond that, because as we saw with tonight with some of the Australia matches being announced, obviously I won't be at that one. Well, short notice.
That's a tough one.
They may tour even more next year, and that could definitely become a point where it's not feasible. But as long as they're still doing Northeast, Midwest, up to Canada, that stuff I can usually make happen. The occasional trip to Florida or maybe once on the West Coast can make that happen. But if it goes a lot more in one direction, a lot more West Coast, more international, that tougher to swing. So, but we'll see.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, shoot, but as many shows as you go to, just tell good old Bravo or Dr. Ross, if they're doing the economy package for the whole crew going over, tell them to sneak you in a seat somewhere. Shoot.
Oh yeah, with some of those trips, I got to imagine all those that Australia economy trips got to be. Although even an economy trip there isn't that that's still very expensive, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Just Australia is just oof, yeah.
Luckily, someone else is footing the bill for that.
Right? Yeah. Sounds like they are. Yeah. But yeah, I was just talking about some of the new shirts on shopimpact.com. One of the best ones on here is, oh yes, of course, the Yup shirt. Have you seen the new Death Doll shirt?
No.
Oh, you have got to go to shopimpact.com. It is a parody of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It is an amazing shirt. I'm very excited for this one. Yeah, go check it out.
And who knows? You might see that if you go to a live event. Like the Yup shirt was in Columbus already.
Oh, that's cool.
So hey, maybe you can go grab one of these shirts. I'm looking it up right now, J-Pound.
Yeah, so they got and the Masha shirt is cool, the Yup shirt, and then of course they got the Pride shirt. So yeah, they've got some good ones, and I think even Callahan's got a new one in there. And don't be surprised.
That's pretty cool. Jess and Court's Sick Adventure, very nice.
Yeah, and instead of the phone booth time machine, they're on top of the coffin, and there's a hand coming out of the coffin. All these little details in his shirt. It's amazing.
So is that's Ty?
Well, I don't know. It could be father. It could be what? Or it could be Oreo. Could be undead Oreo. Let's see who else has come out of there. Sue. Good old
Could it be?
Sue.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Well, I don't think he's ever made a trip to the undead realm.
Oh. He appears out of nowhere, so I made.
Well, I think if he'd come out of the undead realm, Bill, I think he'd be singing a slightly different tune.
Maybe the Swingman. I haven't seen the Swingman in a while.
Oh dear God, zombie Swingman, undead Swingman. But yeah, I was talking about the tour for the Down Under tour, if you will, for those dates, and they're actually showing them on Fight TV. I was explaining this right before you came in, that for the 30th and the 30th of June and the 1st of July, they're $15, $14.99 each, and but they got a combo deal. If you want to get both of them, it's $24.99, $25.
Okay.
So save
a little discount.
Save a little discount, get both shows. I said, but here's the catch. It's at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. for you. Yeah.
Well,
so
you got to do what you got to do, J-Bone.
Yeah. So I told the audience, I said, no guarantee on the live coverage. I said, but we will be covering them at some point during the weekend. so yeah. So how were no spoilers, of course. Did you catch any of the show tonight or no?
I only caught a little bit on social media because I was at as I let you guys know earlier, my niece graduated high school. So I was over there at that, and then there was a party afterwards. So I was hanging out with the fam for a while. So I was following the timeline for the most part, but I did not catch much of the show. Obviously, I saw it in person, but but I did not see many of obviously the backstage segments. But I made sure to watch what I could on the old Twitter.
Yeah, very promo heavy tonight.
That's what it seemed like. Yeah,
I mean, in the whole first half hour was all promos. They usually start out with a match somewhere within the first little bit of the show. We had to wait about a half an hour until we got the first match. So yeah, very promo heavy. But it was, it's that's what happens when you get a Fallout show and you're building to Slammiversary. You got to start out big. So, oh yeah, we should mention this. Thank you, T. Hughes, for reminding me. Jimmy Jacobs no longer with the company.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you heard about this while you were live there.
I did not hear about it while I was live there.
Okay.
Sometimes you get an impression or you do hear something at a taping and somebody's finishing it up. Like when Eric Young finished up, it was known during that set. At other ones, you kind of knew someone was out the door. This was one that if it was known, but it depends on the type of venue. Like when they were in like Vegas and some other ones, you tend to run into people more because of the setup. Here, you're going into a venue, watching a show, and leaving the venue. So there's not a lot of time for that kind of interaction where you might kind of catch some news here and there. So, no, did not hear about this one. But I guess not a surprise. Not a surprise because we all know the reason he originally came to Impact. Didn't he lose his job because he was hanging out with some of these guys? Isn't that how it originally came about?
Yeah, it was when things really sparked up about AEW and there was some promo stuff going on somewhere or an event going on. Jimmy Jacobs took a picture with the Young Bucks and Adam Page or something,
somebody. I know the Bucks
Bullet
and
Club.
company. Yeah.
Right. And or maybe it was even when they were in Ring of Honor or something. I don't know. But anyway, he took a picture with him and he got fired. So I don't know if there was some other underlying stuff about it, but when that hit the news, it was like, what the hell? But then shortly after that, Jimmy Jacobs did become one of the writers or main writers for Impact Wrestling. And I'll be honest, Bill, whether you love AEW or not is not the discussion here. But as big as the draw is for AEW, depending on what you're talking about, I'm a little shocked that Jimmy Jacobs did not go sooner. So I give him a lot of credit. I don't know how long, they were talking to him like, hey, come on over, we got pizza and cookies,
Yeah. Well, who knows? My guess is maybe whatever, because obviously and not here to bash on anything, but there's obviously been enough rumors, obviously Cody leaving, things like that, where people are like, they don't like working with certain people there, or they're hesitant to, especially somebody, if you're going just for a paycheck, if you're going just to sign with a company, but if you're going as a writer or somebody backstage to produce, and you want to get your ideas, your creative input heard, you might be more hesitant to leave, even if it is a big avenue, if you don't think they're going to really take that seriously, or like if you're just going to go there and not be heard. So maybe he got some more assurances, maybe some other people are like, here's the plan for you, and he agreed with it. Like I in my life right now, I had overtures over the years. I've always turned them down. I'm like, I'm not even interested. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm now I was only going to be open to it if I thought it was going to happen, and obviously it did. And that's the same thing with Jimmy here. He's like, you know what? Maybe now's the time, and he did it.
Well,
So
one thing I've heard, yeah, absolutely, man. Go get paid. Seriously. I mean, I don't know how much he was getting paid, but that's really neither here nor there. But I'm sure Tony's, forking out some big bucks. Bryan Danielson, I've heard recently, is actually becoming one of the writers for some kind of writing production role in AEW Ring of Honor. So the fact that it's not just Tony doing 1,000% of everything and I do this and I do that. No, you at some point you have to give it up to some help. My God,
you got to.
You burn yourself out. I mean, I don't care how many mountains of the booger sugar you do. You gotta. You gotta.
Now I'm hoping for Jimmy's sake that if he is going, some of his stuff will show up on TV. Obviously, with 2 television shows. Like if he's going, he has a lot of connection to Ring of Honor. And if he's just doing Ring of Honor, I hope that's not the case. Not a knock on it, but once it's not on TV. I know it's on their streaming service and all that, but a talented guy like that, I don't want him just on YouTube or Honor Club TV, whatever you want to call it.
I hear you there. I mean, at least hopefully he is used consistently is what we hope for. And that his ideas are, like you said, his ideas are making it to television.
Yeah, that's okay. Like I'm hoping he went there because at least at Impact, his ideas were getting to television.
Yeah.
So that's what you want to see. You don't want to see someone with creativity stifled by not having an avenue to show what they can do. Yeah. And I know that's the big push, but with a couple pay-per-views, which they're coming to Trent in New Jersey, got my tickets. So I will be at that. But once again, Ring of Honor, I'm a fan of Ring of Honor. I've always have been. But it's not been the history of Ring of Honor is not one of great storytelling.
No,
great matches. And sometimes a great match can be a story. But it's not a TV product usually. It's
right. Not. Yeah, it's a different product than it was been a handful of years ago. When I was watching it on a regular basis,
live action, great live
much
action,
different. Yeah, Bell's Boy here with the $20 super chat. Senior J Bone. The story is that Jimmy Jacobs took a pic with the Elite and Cody outside of the Raw live event in my home area of Ontario. Toyota Center. Once WWE saw the pic online, Vince fired him. That's what it was. Yeah. So it was back when they were with Ring of Honor, Bullet Club. It's all much earlier than
and that's AEW. Ontario, California, J-Bo, not to be confused with Ontario, Canada.
Oh yeah. One of the other many Ontarios, yes.
But we got to thank Bell's Boy with the former or right now not president of Impact Wrestling.
Impact Wrestling.
He's training, hanging, and banging. Bill, I think, is what the term is. But Bell's Boy also said, congrats to Delirious for his promotion to the creative team. Maybe he'll bring his girlfriend Mandy Leon to Impact. No, I'm familiar with her. I don't think she is any part of the current Ring of Honor stuff, under TK. She was in the former part of the women's roster over there. Part of the I don't remember what the hell the name of the faction was. Angelina Love and
of the Allure. It was beautiful people.
Yeah. the dollar store version of the beautiful people. Sorry. But yeah, hey, maybe. But yeah, congrats to Delirious. I mean, I enjoyed him on the show. He's been in the industry for what, decades now, I guess.
He's been there a long time, and he was head booker at Ring of Honor for a long time. And there's a couple schools of thought when he was head booker. Once again, I'll go. Some people did not like it. And obviously, there was a lot of stuff because you got into the Bullet Club and Elite stuff. And once that went down the toilet. Yeah. So they pushed all their chips in, and he was there for that. He definitely can book some good matches. No issues with that. He can do that. Storytelling, not sure how much of it is a strong suit because that was kind of always Ring of Honor. So once again, he's part of the team. I know some people are thinking he was doing tryouts to get on the creative team. You don't do tryouts and then become head of creative. So he's not head. He's there. He's not the head. Guys like Artie Evans, guys like that have been there doing this for a while, they definitely, I think there's a bunch of cooks in the kitchen. They all have roles, but he's there as a voice now, but I wouldn't go too far with it. Yeah. He might work his way up, but he's not there yet.
Yeah, because like right now, there are more established names that have been there for a while in the company. Like Lance Storm is even part of it, isn't he?
Yep.
So yeah, there's a few others that have come and gone. But all in all, Impact has always had a solid team, and I'm sure Delirious is going to fit right in. So
yeah.
So yeah. I don't think there was much else for news that I could think of. I updated that card. We could talk about the Slammiversary card as we go throughout the show here. I mentioned the new shirts. Anything off the top of your head, news-wise?
I don't think so. You probably covered it all, J-Bone.
I think
if anything else comes up as we go along, I'm sure we'll chime in with a little news tidbit here and there.
Yeah. Gary Rossetti says D'Lo Brown pops in and out sometimes. Well, yeah, he was a normal part for quite a few years.
He was a standard. He was the talent
mainstay. Yeah.
But it does seem like he might be working his way back in a little bit, which is, hey, we're all D'Lo fans around here, so
we love
nothing
D'Lo.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
Are you down, J-Bone?
Oh, I'm down. Down with the Brown. Yep. Or wait. Down with something. Anyways, all right. So let's get into tonight's Impact Wrestling. June 15th. My God, we're halfway done with the year. Crazy, and we're
flying.
4 weeks away from Slammiversary.
What?
Wow. Yeah. Crazy.
That's crazy.
Iceman intel for this week is Bully wants repercussions against Scott D'Amore for what Scott D'Amore did to him in the it's the 8-for-1 match. It was the 4-1 match portion of the match, or the fatal 4-way, if you will. And then there was Jack Price and Laredo Kid versus Champagne, Singh, and Shira, with Champagne, Singh, and Shira getting the win. Great to see. But then following that match, they both got attacked by Heath, which got quite a pop from the crowd from what I saw.
Come on, it's Heath, J-Bone.
And I'm gonna Oh baby is right. I'm gonna skip ahead, Bill, just a little bit here. Because it's worth talking about. This ties in with what he did here as far as waking up the rest of the roster.
Oh,
He cut.
I like that wake up call, waking up the roster. I like it, J-Bone.
He cut quite the promo. Probably best promo I ever heard him cut since joining Impact Wrestling. Now it's no doubt, we all know that he's had quite the bumpy road in Impact Wrestling. You know, a lot of start stops between coming in, getting injured, you know, Rhino getting injured, you know, might have put a damper on plans that were going on with Rhino and Heath together as a tag team. So, as he described it, as quite the roller coaster, you know. And he's like, yeah, and I'm here for it, and that's fine. He's like, but now I'm fired up. He said, there's a fire burning here, and I'm putting the rest of the roster on notice. Now, I don't know what this is going to lead to, Bill, but this is great to see Heath really getting fired up. Like, yeah, we're going to make some shit happen. What do you think?
I like
man?
that. A fired up Heath, because there's no denying it. I know there are some detractors out there, but Heath, still one of the most over acts in all of Impact Wrestling. Everybody loves Heath. The live crowd, he gets one of the biggest pops every time he comes out. So Heath with remember it was in Chicago. Remember when we were watching him, like when he was going through the crowd, like he was getting great pop. And if he's going to go back into that and have some type of angle that where he's going after people again to an end goal, I think that's the best version of Heath that we've seen so far at Impact.
Yeah.
Like we saw that when he was going after the Ring of Honor guys for Team Impact. Now we're seeing this again. I think that's a good way to use Heath. No doubt.
Yeah, and it didn't feel like, okay, now it's your turn in front of the camera. It felt like he jumped in front of the camera, sat down, and just let this out. It felt felt like what was the most natural promo that he's ever cut. Because it's one thing to be standing next to Gia, and this is not against Gia Miller or anything, or whoever he's been with in the past, whether it be Rhino or whatever, multi-man match, whatever. There's plenty of those times where it's like, okay, now you talk about this and you talk about this. Okay, now it's your turn to talk about this. Okay, now you're going to have your match. And he's had plenty of those opportunities. And those aren't always easy. They're not always hard. But it's another thing to go out there by yourself and make the audience believe it. And I can tell you, this is one of the most believable things I've ever heard out of Heath's mouth. So, wherever this is leading to, I'm here for it.
That's right. And don't forget, he's got kids.
He's got kids. And this is probably going to lead to a whole new line of merch, too. So, and I know he's got merch out there on other sites. Go look for it. I can't remember what site had it.
Now, here's the question, J-Bone.
Excuse me.
Now, we're a couple months away, but in September, they're playing Graceland Impact Wrestling, Memphis, Tennessee, the home of one Elvis Presley.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean we see a Pelvis Weasley?
Oh, was that part of that IPWF or whatever it's called?
Yeah. Well, it was first part of the only place I think you'll still find the review of the Talkin'. Remember, you have the turnbuckle, don't you? With Pelvis Weasley on.
Oh,
the Talkin' Shop.
Oh yeah, down here. Yeah, you can't really see it, but yeah, they're both side by side. The Bound for Glory and the Talking Shop. He was part of that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But then he was in IPWF as well.
Okay. So I was just the first, but you're thinking of like character stuff, like real, like character stuff. That's the first thing you think of with Impact Wrestling, is if it's one of the classic things from the IPWF. I wasn't even
Critical
thinking
Stang. I said Critical Stang because he's right. Stang was there too. And I might be mixing up because there was two in Shop the Manias. Pelvis Wesley was in one of them. I'm not sure. Maybe Stang was the first one and Pelvis was the second one, because there was two of them. But the only be a TNI review of the first one.
I think Stang was in the first one.
Yeah, I think Pelvis may have been in the sequel.
Yeah, definitely. So,
but hey, we'll talk about that as that gets sooner. But that's a possibility. But where's Trent when you need him? Because if there's not an opportunity for the Flying Elvises, I don't know if there ever will be again.
Oh, jeez. Yeah,
Can we get an ace hole in Memphis?
Oh, God. Oh man. Yeah, that'd be a riot. Yeah, who was all part of the Elvises? I'm trying to remember. Was that Sonny Siaki was one of them?
Sonny Siaki, Jimmy Wang Yang,
and then
and another
guy. and one more. It was someone
that go back to the NWA TNA.
Oh, that's a tough one. And it was someone that actually ended up going up.
He wrestled too. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Oh, sure. They all did. Yeah. It was someone that actually ended up going up against Siaki at some point.
Now, Critical Sting says he was not in there. I may be confusing it with other ones, because I know I saw him do the pelvis gimmick in other things other than IPWF.
Oh, so maybe it was the Southpaw here.
He did that. All right, Southpaw.
Yeah.
They all blend together. All silly wrestling.
Oh, sure does. Yeah. So, but all right. Now on to the main part of the show here. We start out with a very long promo, almost too long, and of course, I know what the end result was.
That's what she said, J-Bone.
Oh, jeez. Where?
Jorge Estrada.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Holy cow.
The third Eldai.
Totally. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Whew. There goes some brain cells. My God. We start out here with our double champs here. We got the Motor City Machine Guns in the ring, cutting a promo, thanking the audience. Sabin being X Division champ, and Alex Shelley, world champ. And I was saying this during the live reaction, Bill. I said, I don't do this a lot. Everyone does certain things when it comes to watching wrestling or rewatching a show. If it was really good, I very rarely do it. Usually it's a one and done. I watched that main event over the course of the weekend and going into this week. I watched that main event 3 times because it just felt so good. It was just, man, it just, and they showed the replay, the clip of the ending of it during the BTI. And it gave me goosebumps again, dude. It was like, oh my God. Like,
you know what I heard? I heard Chris Sabin watched it back 9 times. 9 times, J-Bone.
9 times?
9 times.
9 times?
9 times.
My goodness. So they're going back and forth with the crowd and talking about the experience, becoming champs and everything. And of course, very appreciative to the audience and the fan base. In comes Nick Aldis. And man, I tell you, I said
national treasure.
Well, yeah. Whether you love him or maybe not love him so much. I tell you what, when he shows up, he dresses like a champ. He looks like $1 million. My goodness.
All right.
Tailored suit and everything. He comes in and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for the interruption." So right here, we're right off the bat, it's like, I don't know about this guy. I don't know about this Nick Aldis. And he's he actually puts over. He does put over Alex Shelley as far as another name that he mentioned.
Yeah.
That he helped, you help bring up X amount of talents, and then, like he said, you finally do it for yourself as opposed to everyone else.
All these world champions.
Right. And Nick Aldis said, "Well, you better add my name to that list because you helped me." And I was, and he thanked him, which sounded genuine. It was nice. And then when you think about what he did at the end of the show, and we'll get to that. But then he's introduced he's interrupted, by Trey Miguel. And he's interrupted by Kenny King coming out with Sheldon Gene, excuse me. And then it gets really crazy, and all of a sudden Gisele Shaw comes out, and it's like, wait, what? And she gets in Alex Shelley's face, and he's like, "Isn't your issue with Trinity?" And sure enough, yeah, yup. And speaking of yup, Mr. Yup right here, Truck. What's up, Mr. Yup?
Yup. Bill, I don't know if you noticed, but they went to you a lot tonight in the episode. You were just all over the place. You were all over the place.
Me.
A lot of you. Highlight for me, really.
Always a highlight to see our good friend front and center, cheering with the fans. Very, very cool. Very cool. So that Gisele is interrupted by Trinity, and who is then interrupted by Deonna Purrazzo. Last but certainly not least, Santino Marella, Director of Authority. Santino comes out.
Watch out for the Cobra, Truck.
Summon a gun. He's like, this. He's like, this makes me think of an idea for a match or whatever. However he said it, it's like, oh god.
I think he was just walking out. He just came through onto the stage, and I'm like, 505.
he was just passing by. So he makes the Motor City Machine Guns, Nick Aldis, Trinity, and
Deonna
Purrazzo versus Trey Miguel, Kenny King, Sheldon Gene, Gisele Shaw.
Great line by Santino. Sheldon
Jeans. Yes. Yeah, he always calls him Sheldon Jeans. Yeah.
It's like Bobby Ray and Sheldon Jeans.
The Bobby Ray, the Sheldon Jeans. Yes. The little hiccups in the name calling is great. Gisele Shaw and Savannah Evans to make the 5-on-5 intergender match. So it's like, that's the main event. It's like, oh my god. Okay, so finally we get the conclusion of this. Savannah,
Georgia.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, not Savannah Evans. He said Savannah, Georgia.
I missed that. I must have been in the middle of trying to write all these names down. Okay. So, Truck, how you doing, man, this week? How you doing?
Not bad. A lot of smoke, a lot of storms.
Oh, that's right. You got all those fires up there. Are you staying safe, dude?
Oh yeah, they're not here where I am, but we get a lot of the smoke. So like the sky is orange all the time now. You can taste it in the air. Yeah.
Oh, yuck.
That's like how it felt around here about a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could taste it.
Yeah, it was hitting the East Coast down here a lot. It passed us by. I think we had one really bad day here last week where I didn't do nothing. Said the air quality was bad, but not to the extent of where the skies were like,
I think
discolored.
like New York, like in the land of Kyle, the scumbag, it looked like post-apocalyptic. But in I believe Philly took the cake for the worst air quality for last week. So we're number one, J-Bone.
for all the wrong reasons.
So we had the worst air quality, and then I-95 fell down. So
for crying out loud!
Yeah, I saw that. It's not a great sign.
That's not a good sign. Not a good sign.
Yo, that's not good.
And WrestleMania week's coming next year. Yay!
Yeah, well, hopefully that's all cleared up by then. My goodness. What? Are you done? Oh, well, hello.
Yeah, that is very rascal.
Don't hurt yourself.
That was a good promo from Trey. He is a natural scumbag.
He is.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah. Yeah. He was like, well, you guys, done blowing smoke, speaking of smoke, blowing smoke up each other's, he's like, usually
because I like scumbags.
Usually he's related to another kind of smoke. So that was a kind of play on that. Haha. So you're coming down here?
Who is that?
Hang out? That's Oreo.
Hey, Oreo.
Making her way through here.
Oreo.
What? You behave. All right. We move on. Next. Okay. So after all that chaos, we get a Macklin promo, short and sweet, and he is just mad as hell.
Heartbroken. The man's just been destroyed.
Oh yeah. He can't believe he lost to a guy like Alex Shelley. And this starts a trend throughout the show, and we'll get to that. We get a promo from the design, but very promo heavy. I mean, the matches are short but sweet. Very promo heavy show. Design promo, and the cracks are definitely forming now in the design to the point where Diener is blaming Alan Angels. Khan practically had to break up a fight between the two. What'd you guys think about the bad signs of this with the design?
Bill, do you want to go first?
Well,
okay, I'll go first.
I do. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I think it's time, definitely. I think they've lost a lot in a row, and continuing to stay together, they don't really have anything to work towards or to build around. So if they want to break up and do something new out of that, that's good. I'm a big Cody fan. I hope he's sticking around. I hope he gets to do more stuff. And even, the other two guys whose names I haven't bothered to learn yet because I didn't think that they were going to be sticking around. They've impressed me enough that if they did stay, I wouldn't hate it.
Khan is Alan Angels, and it's like Alan Angels even said, he's like, I came from a place where I was just absolutely shit on. And that's the truth. That's the truth. He was never featured as someone like as an equal in that group. He was the one who whose bag are we going to shit in this week? Oh yeah, we're always going to shit in his bag. It was always like that. Khan goes way back. Khan is, he's never been given the ball to run with. This is one of the first times in his career where I think it's been probably the healthiest. Maybe he may not say a lot, he may not do a lot, but he's featured a lot. So yeah, both these guys are credible. They can both do their own thing. We'll have to see where this goes. But yeah, like I said, the cracks are definitely forming. All right, then we got Moose and Rich Swann. Kind of putting on a classic here. Moose always coming out looking like $1,000,000. Of course, he's upset from not winning this past weekend. Same with Rich Swann, so he's probably got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. But
they had beef during that match.
Yeah, and Rich Swann is he always comes out dancing and kind of flashy. He's got a little more edge to him now. It feels like he's
that
still
OVE.
He's still Rich Swann, but he's coming out with the OVE hat, and he,
I thought you were going to go full sideways there, J-Bone.
Oh yeah, well, whatever.
There it is.
Well, it's got the OVE on it. I mean, I'm excited to see more OVE merch come out. Hopefully, eventually, sooner rather than later.
They do have the OVE hats available at the live event.
Hey, well, that's great. See, that's good. That's a good sign. Get those on the website. And then he's got like the heavy metal jean vest on with the patch on the back.
On there.
Right. Yeah, and then some other thing below it. So it's like, it's cool, just
we'll wrestle for food.
Is that what it said? Oh my god, that's
we'll
great.
Wrestle for food.
That's great. That's some old school hard work right there. So, but yeah, what'd you think of Swann beating Moose here?
And obviously I would always like to see Moose win, but they're obviously building Rich back up again, as Truck said with the design. Moose has obviously been piling up some losses as well recently. So we'll wind up seeing where this is going to take Moose. We know the wrestling god has not been happy with a lot lately. But yeah, as Critical Sting says, the surprise roll up. So like if Rich Swann is going to beat Moose, it's going to be something like a roll up that in the end, or Moose is going to do something from a overzealous nature or overconfidence in the match. It's going to cost them, sort of like what happened in the tag match. But they've wrestled a few times in the past, and they always put on great matches. Rich Swann, obviously one of the best workers in the company, and I think at this point, if you don't consider Moose one of the best workers in the company, then he's underrated, really, at this point, because he has his litany of his big moves, but he always gets them in. He's so athletic. Still, maybe the best big man standing drop kick in all of wrestling.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely one of the best drop kicks. I love the one move that he climbed up to the top rope. Had his back to Swann.
He did the run up onto the top turnbuckle twice in this match.
Right. And the one time he ran up, looked like he was gonna, jump back and do, like crossbody or whatever, backwards crossbody takedown, whatever. And Rich Swann caught him with an amazing looking cutter, like the timing. Just ridiculous. And similar, different, but similar to what
Jake Crist
did at the event.
But David, we can't forget best part of this match, as David Penzer lets us know.
David Penzer, good evening, sir.
Great ring announcing, as second to none. You don't get better ring announcing than you do in wrestling.
David Penzer, did you happen to see who was in the front row for this show? Greg Hamilton formerly of the WWE, was in the front row as a fan with some friends. Yeah. I thought that was interesting. Yeah. That I'm not trying to scare David like, you know.
Oh.
Well, like, you know. Because
he keeps it real.
Right. No, we love David. He always does a great job. Love you, David. So yeah, great match between the two. Rich Swann. I'm not sure where this is going to take Rich Swann, but it seems like later. Well, and I'm jumping ahead here, and we already talked about the Heath promo, so I'm skipping ahead here just a bit. Moose was really pissed about this loss, so he lost at the show during the weekend at Against All Odds. Now he lost against Rich Swann, so he's just fuming. He's a little sidetracked in the head, I think. Myers comes up to him, and he's Moose is like, I'm not in the mood if you're going to try to lecture me about anything. And Brian Myers is like, no, I'm not lecturing you on nothing. But he's like, I'm just here to let you know that I'm not giving up on what you and I have together, which he still thinks that he and Moose together are a great tag team. So he just leaves them with that.
The M&M connection. I like it.
The M&M connection. So, and he does bring up
J-Bone. Come on, J-Bone.
What? J-Bone, you never tagged me in the pick from Chicago. Penzer, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Which one's Jay?
Yeah, exactly. I got to write myself a note on that.
All right.
We'll
remind you, J-Bone.
Why don't you guys discuss this stuff between Moose and Myers while I download this pick before I forget again? I got to download it and then I'll put it up on the old.
All right, Truck, do you think the team of Brian Myers, former tag team champion in this promotion with Trevor Lee many years ago, with Moose, can they defeat the Bullet Club?
Not a chance.
Could they challenge?
No.
Not a chance.
No.
Not a chance.
No. Ace and Bay are just so hot, built so hot. There's nobody in the company either tagging or could be put together that I could see as being, I would take them seriously as challengers. No.
Okay. Have to be a team from the outside.
It's going to have to be somebody new brought in, or a special attraction that gets built up over a period of time. These guys just have so much momentum. I can see a really long run. I can see a run like the North sort of long, where we're still talking about them a year from now.
Could you maybe see with the multiverse show coming up? Could a New Japan team take them out?
Yes, absolutely. If it was going to happen, I would expect that it would be the result of an extended build. It wouldn't happen at just one show. There would be back and forth, and there would be multiple, like, really high-level, blow-your-doors-off sort of matches. I don't see anybody in the company being able to, other than Motor City Machine Guns, being able to do that with them. The way that they're built as narrative threats, basically, right now. Mm-hmm. Like, we haven't talked about it yet, but the Decay versus ABC match, Steve and Taurus, I think, are really kind of getting forgot about in the mix. They're not being built as threats at all, but they could put on fantastic matches with them if they were given the space to do so. That's why I say
because it is too bad, because it feels like it was a year ago. Taurus and Steve were extremely hot. Yeah, they had a lot of momentum, and they, due to the tag division being what it is and everybody being on TV, somebody has to lose.
Yeah.
And they've taken the brunt of that lately. So I'm with you. Like they're almost have to repackage Decay again in a way to get them to come out as a serious threat again, because we're not seeing that obviously right now. But right now it is definitely the Bullet Club show with the ABC show.
The ABC show. Yeah. The
Yes.
ABC show. And that's, I think, something that they've been very smart about. They've, they're joined the Bullet Club, but they immediately carved out a unique identity for themselves within that bigger universe structure, whatever you want to call it. It would have been very easy for them to take on the colors and then immediately get lost in the mix, but they didn't let that happen to themselves, and that was really smart.
Yeah, and even lately, because initially they were kind of introducing them by having the occasional New Japan, Kenta, like somebody show up and kind of give them a rub from Jay White in the beginning and onward. But now you notice there hasn't really been anybody from New Japan. That's kind of it's just been ABC. They are kind of, and does at some point that mean they drop Bullet Club? Who knows? But if the Bullet Club thing ever does fall through, they could remain as ABC. So I think they got momentum.
Like they still play the Bullet Club music, but they call them ABC. So
and they've got their own graphics and everything.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So who knows? Either way, it was for, I don't know how long this is supposed to last, but we'll see. But there's still going to be, no matter what, whether they keep the name or not, there's still a great tag team. So you can't take that away from them. So.
Oh, and speaking of Bullet Club, J-Bone, I think we got to give a shout out to one of our good friends of the TNI program, Blacksmith. Their Bullet Club jersey officially, I got the email about it yesterday. The New Japan store, the token shop, is now offering the Bullet Club jersey for pre-sale.
Oh, that's amazing.
So get on.
So it's not just on his site. New
it is
Japan
also
is
on the New Japan site. They are selling it on their site.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's a sign of a true partner right there. It's not just, hey, I got the license and I'm going to sell it over here. It's we just messing
on
with
their
all
merch store. So congrats.
What are you doing?
She wants attention.
She does. She needs her pop.
She's giving you the pay attention to me, Mur.
Yes, that is the Mur. That is the that's all it is.
It's the official mascot of TNI.
She is. And one thing I do have to, someone mentioned it earlier, and I do gotta, let me get out of this. Let's scroll up here a bit.
Did you find that picture, J-Bone?
Yeah, I downloaded them. I'm gonna put them on the old Twitter box later. Yeah.
All right, we're holding you to it.
Or the face botch or one of those. Yeah. Yes, it's coming, David. I'll do it post show. I promise.
You see the control you have over this man, David? Ask him to Venmo you $20. See if he'll do that. I want to know.
No, it's respect because we appreciate the hard work he puts in, and he's a big part of the show for Impact Wrestling, but you don't see him a lot.
No, you see him in the main event.
You have lots. He's sitting there all the time.
He's the voice. He's the voice, and he gets threatened by.
He's the voice.
The big bad guys.
Yeah.
Although pretty soon you're going to see him in his second home, J-Bone.
Oh.
And I'm not talking the pool. I'm talking Center Stage, Atlanta. At the end of the month. Because you're talking 4 weeks till Slammiversary. We're almost 1 week until Center Stage.
Here, I'm uploading some pictures now. Someone in the chat was mentioning the shirt that I got over the weekend. It's kind of a pre-Father's Day gift. Oh, see, I didn't want to upload them here. Hey, give me a second.
I'm guessing when J-Bone got this shirt, he was.
I'm so excited!
Where's that one from, Bill? I don't recognize that at all.
That's Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, that's some Saved by the Bell action right there, yeah.
That's not Degrassi.
Yeah, that's why I didn't recognize it. I'm a Degrassi guy. No, I'm a
right,
cultural nationalist, I guess you'd say.
So here's a picture of the shirt that they were talking about that I got. I got this from Mrs. Bone. It says, I never dreamed when I grow up to be a super sexy cat dad, but here I am killing it. And here's a close-up of the shirt. So yeah, there's me and all the kitties. There were Rocky and Ozzy and Oreo and, of course, super sexy me. So yeah.
Who made this for you?
She went to some website for that.
Huh.
Yeah, and we even got a similar one that we've got made for my father. So he's
we might need this site. This sounds like a TNI shirt in the making.
Yeah.
The cats of TNI.
The cats of TNI. Yeah, it's something. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's for your entertainment eyes. It's
Oh yeah, J-Bone. I don't know if you did. Gary saying this in the chat, but this is news. I will say.
Oh, I did bring that up before you came in. Yeah,
you did. Okay, that Leo Rush will be at center stage because it's always news when Leo shows up.
Yeah, I mentioned that he was coming to the Atlanta tapings. I said, but I don't know if it's going to lead, if that's going to like take place of him coming to the Philly show after that, or
it would make sense for him to do both, but we'll see.
If he was going to like, yeah, if they're going to bring him in for some preliminary stuff in Atlanta and then leads to a match in Philly, that'd be great. You know,
yeah, it
so
feels like a build up to the multiverse, but we'll see.
Yeah. So hopefully it is, because the more we see of Leo Rush is not a bad thing. He's killing it in New Japan. He's really doing great, whether it's in Japan or part of the Strong brand. It's not a bad thing. So props to him. It's one that I think we let get away, but he's still a part of wrestling. That's the important part. And if he comes back once in a while to Impact to share his talents, hey, not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. So, all right. Where are we at here? Oh, here we go.
Notes.
Jeez Louise. Bully Ray coming to the ring with his paperwork. I have never, I'm telling you guys, I have never in my life seen such a disheveled Bully Ray, where he is just whining. Like somebody in the crowd should have had a sign, you know, holding up, you know, would you like some cheese with that wine, bitch? You know, something. Just whining about Scott D'Amore and what Scott D'Amore did.
Do you know who he is, J-Bone?
Yeah, for the millionth time. Yeah, do you know who he is? It's like no, sorry. It's
okay, Grandpa, let's get you back into bed.
Yeah, it's you know, I hit my head a few times in that old bingo hall in Philly. I don't. Do you know who I am? I don't know.
You're right, Billy. ECW was so cool.
I don't.
Let's get your applesauce ready.
Do you know who I am? I don't know who the fuck I am.
Speaking of Bully Ray, did you see what Busted Open is doing, J-Bone?
Oh no! What the hell are they doing?
A 2-for-1 promotion on Blue Chew?
Hey now.
Oh, I could only hope. I mean, what?
Beginning next week, I believe, Wednesdays after a down south wrestling promotion, they're debuting. Now it's going to be on the Sirius XM app, but what they're calling Busted Open After Dark.
Really?
You better get a lawyer.
We'll see how if people confess to crimes, if you get all the real dirt, or if it's just a wrestling show.
I tell you what. I'm a
You're going Dusty Rhodes.
I'm a cease and desist that shit. I'm a cease and desist that shit.
Now, Critical Sting doesn't agree with you, J-Bone. Whining, that was full-on testimony about the dangers of a hazardous work environment.
What is this?
Do you not concur?
Get the lawyers, J-Bone. Thank you for your support, Justin. I'll remind me to send you a shirt later. We're gonna have the special TNI social dinner / fundraiser coming up for our court bills coming up for this. No, I'm kidding. No, it's hilarious that Bully Ray has sunk to this level of whining because of what Scott did to him. You know, but did he just expect us to forget so quickly after seeing it replayed on Impact Television, God knows how many times? The picture, the video, and they slowed it down horrifically that it was stuck in my nightmares for look, I can't even, I'm stuttering. I can't even talk about it. That's PTSD right there. Putting the coach, the president, the man, Scott D'Amore, through a flaming flippin' table. Hello? Are we just supposed to forget about that? You put the man through a flaming table and you don't think you're not going to get some retribution for this?
Hold on, calm down, just breathe.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, it's like, I mean, all in all, I think it's hilarious. But geez Louise, it just and here I have this paper, and this is for Anthem, and so yeah, so they told Scott D'Amore comes out, and right away he's taking off the headset and he's taking off the jacket. I'm just like, okay, this is gonna get a little crazy. He's gonna have to contain himself for a while. We'll see how long this lasts. But sure enough, the fire comes later. But it's like, he actually says to Bully that, the upper management of Impact Wrestling told him that he's going to have to take a break. Whether it's paid or not, I don't know. Like a paid leave, you're going to go on a paid absence for a while or whatever. But then this, of course, there's something that's tied to that too. What did you guys think of the reaction of, well, if I'm not president for a while, I guess I could do this? And he jumps Bully and attacks him. What did you guys think of that?
Good job, Scott. Good job.
You were sitting on that so patient, waiting for him to give you the opening. Good job.
Hell yeah.
No, it's good. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a schmozzle. They've been building it to it for a while. I fully expect Scott to do ridiculously stupid and dangerous things. And I'm perfectly happy to pay $20 to watch it on the stream. So good job, Scott.
Oh, God.
Try not die.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe he's going to prove how tough he is by letting somebody staple his lips shut. He saw that match with PCO, like, that guy's, Quebecois? No, nothing. I can do more than that.
Well, the fact that he's going to be in this match with PCO against Macklin and Bully, I'm pretty sure that Scott will be the one to get the serious beat down through the match. PCO will be the hot tag. Or I could be wrong. Maybe Scott will be the hot tag, and it's like, oh, God, what's he going to do?
Destroyers.
He just goes, balls to the wall on these guys. So, but it's like, people forget he used to wrestle, right? Up in Canada. So, and he did a few times in his time.
And on Heat.
What's that?
And on Heat.
Yeah. So, not only is he is the president, he's a wrestler. He's on the roster. So,
or we could have an infamous, just like the very famous clip of Coach D'Amore when he's handcuffed outside the ring. Could get one of those infamous Scott D'Amore moments.
Oh God, but that has to go way back. Team Canada days.
Oh yeah, that's early Team Canada days.
That's when Bobby Roode? I'm trying to think who was.
Yeah, Bobby Roode was part of it then. It was still Johnny Devine, Bobby Roode,
Eric Young. Who are they? Young. I mean, that's an infamous match. Who was that? Was that America's Most Wanted?
It may have been America's Most Wanted. It's just you say because it's always Scott. It's the cry of Scott D'Amore.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's
like some people like to say they hear the battle cry with Kenny Omega. Yeah. I only hear the coach cry. That's all I respond to. Bring in the reinforcements. Team Canada, unite.
Oh my God! This is. Yeah, there's been a couple versions of Team Canada over the years, but you could seriously
PCO and the coach. This is Team Canada.
This
if they're not coming out as Team Canada. I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah, right. We're
waving flags.
We need PCO to come out in like a dingy red and white version of what he always wears now, which is like dingy. Almost like a prison suit, you know what I mean?
Or at least come out as X.
Something. Yeah, the mask, like a red and white mask. Something. I don't know. They'll come up with something, hopefully. Oh, Petey Williams, yes. Gary, yes. Oh, Petey Williams, you can see him weekly. Pump. You can see him on a weekly basis now up north. Breaking up stuff.
He's on TV right now?
Well, whenever there's something to like break up, whenever the girls go crazy and they need a fight broken up, or if, the guys are in the ring and there's a brawl, Petey Williams is always out there breaking up the fight with that guy, Kenny Dykstra, whatever his name is.
From the Spirit Squad?
Yeah. He's
best
one
member of the Spirit Squad?
Yeah. He's, well, I don't know about that. I think you could still put Ziggler in that category. But yeah, Kenny's always part of that.
Ziggler was the Jannetty.
Yeah. Oh God. But he's still
Kenny was the talent. Mikey was second.
Harsh.
He was third.
But anyways, but yeah, Backlund and oh God, getting my thoughts back together here. Bully Ray and Macklin versus PCO and the coach. It should be a lot of fun, you know.
Come on, you're selling the match with that one. Selling that whole card. Slammiversary, the coach in action.
And that's another one up in Canada, right?
Yeah, it's Windsor. That's at the big Sportsplex.
Okay. That's different from where they've been doing the other tapings.
Correct. The other side of the campus.
So this is
the much bigger building.
Okay.
Like this is the 3,000 to 5,000 seat arena as opposed to 1,500 seat gym.
Man, they've got to pack that thing. That's exciting. They've got to pack that thing.
Yeah, do the opposite because it seems like if you book blank punk in Canada, you don't sell tickets. So if you do the opposite, you probably sell tickets.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so then we're back from break and they're walking down some corridor, you know, out of the public eye. Macklin's walking with Bully and Macklin's pulling a Bully now. This is even more funny. Macklin's like, I can't believe these guys. Blah, 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 blah. And Bully's like, would you shut up? He's like, aren't you a Marine? And he's like,
going after his bona fides.
And he's like, well, I expect you to act like one. And it's like, wait a minute. You were the one that was just whining with your little piece of paper, shoving it in. It's like, really? If that ain't what is the saying? The kettle calling the pot calling the kettle black or whatever it is. The classic saying. So they're walking down the hallway and they run into Kaz. And Kaz is like, yeah, well, you know, screw around and find out. And they're like, excuse me? And they walk up to Kaz, and I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna kill Kaz. They're gonna, like, you know, bury him with 1,000 chairs in the back hallway here.
My favorite part of that skit was when Kaz started to say his piece, he turned to put his coffee down and it immediately fell over, and he didn't break character to pick it up. That man's a professional.
Right. Well, I think it was an empty cup, but yeah,
no,
I saw that.
No, that was he just got that. That was a macchiato, a decaf macchiato, because it was late in the day. And, you know, when you get older, caffeine really affects you more. And he knows he has to go home and he has to have a good night's sleep because he's got to be early to work tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a decaf macchiato. So, yeah, but he, like, you know, the important thing is he spilled a $12 cup of coffee. He didn't break character to pick it up. That's the important piece that I'm trying to relate to here, James.
I hear you. $12 cup of coffee.
This was the barista section.
It was good.
The TNI show.
It is. And if anybody knows, it's Truck.
What's your go-to cup of coffee, Jason?
Flat white. Thank you for asking. It's the flat white. It's smooth. It's rich. It's flavorful while not being overly acidic. No, I'm serious. You asked me this question. This is something I've got opinions on.
Well, he was actually asking me, but go ahead, Truck.
No, I heard this and it's like, yeah, okay, we're going to talk about coffee. Yeah, the flat white.
Flat
white with coconut milk, to be specific.
Flat white with coconut milk. That is very specific. Now, J-Bone, I know the last time I heard you talk about coffee, it was when you were staying at Trent's place, I think. So I don't know if you have any updates on your preferred coffee tastes.
No, I'll try different stuff here and there, but I don't go out for coffee much. You know, I'll get a drink here and there.
Well, it sounds like if you listen to Truck, you could enjoy the libations of a good cup of coffee.
Not for $12. No, screw that mess. No.
No, James, you go to a place that knows what they're doing, you'll be like, this was $12 well spent. And it's like a difference between just regular scotch and like 12-year-old Balvenie double wood. You know, one's scotch and the other is an experience.
Billy's so hopped up on caffeine right now, he's calling me James. What the? No, I'm straight black with a little bit of sweetener. That's it. That's
no cream in your coffee.
I'll put cream in once in a while, like if Tracy usually has at least 3 or 4 different creamers in the fridge. She has her coffee mates, so she has like the sugar-free line. So there's like the big jug of the Italian, and she'll have like the pumpkin if that's around.
A little pumpkin spice, a little hazelnut, maybe.
No, not hazelnut. I don't know. There's a few different ones. The French vanilla,
Okay.
A few different ones. Yeah. So,
well, I think I'm gonna have to go enjoy a flat white now with coconut milk.
I don't even know what the hell a flat white. That sounds like
next time you're at the Starbucks, Jay, you ask them flat white with coconut milk. They'll know exactly what it is you're asking for. They won't ask any follow-up questions. It's the little cup. It's about that big. You have that. You trust me. You trust me, Jay. I'm a doctor. Don't forget that.
You haven't seen
a doctor of coffee.
You haven't seen
a
Java doctor.
Many inappropriate situations. You know, it took me 8 years to get your goddamn right. I'm going to use it whenever I can. Even when I shouldn't.
Dr. Yup over here.
I wish we could turn into the last Boy Scout.
That's classic movie. Classic movie. Go see it. It's
go see it at theaters now, Jay. But
no, it's no. I was just gonna say it's a classic Bruce Willis. I mean, there's no good news coming out lately about Bruce Willis. It's all sad that he's got dementia and everything now. So yeah, I enjoy a good classic Last Boy Scout film from Bruce Willis or any of the Die Hards, you know, that kind of stuff. The stuff he's put out recently, just. But anyways, you know, guys got to make a buck. I see Ashley in the chat. Good day to you. I saw your post earlier about you stepping away from wrestling stuff. And she had her time on the podcast here. They did a handful, or give or take, of shows with her and her crew. Because I may forget, Ashley, have Jameis message me, because I would still like to have him on the podcast somehow, some way. I'd like to keep him on the show. I heard you had a falling out with the other girl. I'm sorry to hear about that, but I'd like to keep Jameis around. So if you could have him contact me, we'll figure out something. I'd like to keep him involved. I really like him. So
very nice.
We're gonna have to put together with a rock and wrestling show. We'll do some wrestling and
rock
a rock and wrestling connection, perhaps.
Yes. Ooh. Yes.
Love a good rock and wrestling connection.
So So Kaz dumps his coffee, tells the guys, screw around and find out, and then in comes Eddie Edwards.
Ooh.
And I'm laughing at the chat. I'm sorry. Freaking Zach Bonifer. Eddie Edwards comes in and looks like he's defending Kaz in this little what looks like it could have turned into a horrible mess. Man, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. What do you guys think about Eddie Edwards coming to the aid of one Kaz?
I like it. I've been waiting for. I want to see more where the new Eddie with Lish, especially Lish the valet, is going. And obviously, we've been seeing stuff, the back and forth with him and Kaz, and now we're like they were on the team together. They're falling out. The captain stuff. They had their match against each other, but now we're uniting in some way. I like it. I want to see more to see how this turns out. But obviously, two longtime vets, very good in ring. So I think this will have a nice little payoff.
So yeah, because my first thought is it's like, God, I don't know if Kaz can trust him, but well, if Eddie Edwards is going into this like, hey, nobody messes with him except
he's
for
not
me.
Bully Ray.
No, Eddie Edwards. I mean, he's done some crazy shit on this brand, some of the craziest stuff. But in this case, it seems like he's got a pretty okay head on his shoulders in dealing with this. So we'll see. Yeah, Lish wasn't too thrilled with this, but I think one way or another, I think she'll back up her man.
As Mara says, they used to be friends.
I thought we were friends.
Here's okay, so back to the coffee discussion just for a moment. This is what Dr. Yup was talking about over here.
Dr. Yup.
Here, this is what okay, so he shared a Wikipedia thing in our private chat here. And this is what they call a flat white. I still don't get it, but okay. This is a white mug with coffee in it and a really fancy design.
It's coffee art, Jay. Coffee art. Bring art into your life.
Latte art.
Latte art.
Latte
Foam
art.
It's impermanent, how like us.
I mean, after you get this beautiful art, you're not supposed to, I mean, are you supposed to drink this? I mean,
you take a picture first and post it to Instagram so that everybody sees.
Put it on the gram.
You see the
Put it
art,
on the gram.
The art of the flat white latte.
And be sure you tag
Hashtag
David Penza because apparently he's, really concerned that you're not tagging him. So tag him when you post a photo of your flat white. James, you tag David Penzer. Yeah, keep him happy.
I don't know if I'm gonna tag him in the the flat white latte discussion. I've got the pictures ready from Chicago. James, still calling me James. All right. Bullet Club time. Ace and Bay versus Decay. Discuss.
Well, we hinted at this a little earlier. And I think Truck he nailed this one. But this was one where they were just Decay was just used as a prop really in this match. Because they really weren't there to be competitive. And it was there to advance a different storyline, really. So, obviously, ABC, as we talked about, they're on fire right now, and that's going to continue. Decay, I don't know. We got to see what's going to happen because both Steve, who when he gets the chance to shine in the ring, he always does, and Taurus is fantastic.
Yeah,
they gotta. That's going to be one of these huge missed opportunities if they can't realize what they have in Black Taurus and capitalize on that. Because if they pull this type of booking in Chicago, that crowd's not going to have it.
Oh yeah.
Because that's a guy that's too over.
They love their authentic lucha libre guys, and Taurus is absolutely one of them. You get guys like Laredo Kid, Taurus. Who else came into town last year that stuck around for like a minute and then was out? Was that Bandito?
Lince Dorado.
Lince Dorado.
Yeah, because he did a couple. He actually was supposed to do the multiverse, and then he wasn't able to make that because he went to, I believe it was like his kids, like a game. But then once he didn't make that, he kind of wasn't booked anymore. So he hasn't been kind of in that rotation. The previous stop, obviously that Bandito, who's no longer.
I thought Bandito. Yeah, it was like right before he went off to AEW.
Yeah.
I thought it was Bandito. Great stuff. Now he's killing it with it. Hey, at least he's, if he's doing something, he's in front of a big audience like AEW. That's, you just be happy for that. One thing I did hear is that some of those guys are now, their time is up with AEW, or they walked away from them, one or the other. It was Bandito and someone else. Was it Taurus? It was something like that. I heard something in the news about that.
Oh, Sting in the chat, Ray Horace and Bandito. Yeah, I do remember reading that.
Okay, I didn't think it was Ray Horus. I thought it was. I could have swore it was Bandito and something. But anyways, there's a few people done with AAA now. And people go back all the time. Hell, look at Del. What the hell is his name? Del
El
Rio.
Patron?
Yeah, that guy too. Yeah, El Patron. Yeah, he's always. I thought I had a figure of him up around here somewhere. Apparently, it's not. It's buried somewhere. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Patron. We used to like you.
That was a while ago.
Yeah,
it was a long time ago.
Yeah. Little bit ago. Oh, that's it. Thank you, Gary. That's it. Yeah, Roosh, excuse me. Roosh and Bandito. Hopefully Taurus follows suit too. I'd like to see him used more, in the U.S. He deserves it. Speaking of Taurus, his new figure, I've heard, is out now through Boss Fight Studios, I believe it is. And it's like their next series. The first series was Taya, Pentagon, Phoenix, and someone, I forget. Now, this series is Taurus, a classic looking Vampiro with the long hair. Excuse me. Pero, and the Pero Jr., who passed away within the last decade or so. And then, who else? Oh, Ultimo Dragon, I believe.
Ultimo Dragon.
So great set there. I'm definitely going to pick up a Vampiro and pick up a couple Taurus figures. Very interesting figure. The mask has almost like a white, like the hairy parts of the mask has white on it. And
I've seen him use that. He doesn't use it all the time and not a lot of impact, but I have seen him with the white.
So, Truck had to, Dr. Truck, Dr. Yup, if you will, had to take off. Well, we'll get him back on the show sometime.
Yeah, to make a house call.
Yes, yeah. Doctors and their house calls. Doctors still make house calls, eh? All right. Man, I wish they did around here. But yeah, so if you're into the collecting the figures as I am, as you can see, go look up the Boss Fight Studios website. They got a bunch of different figs on there Go look up the Legends. I believe it's the Legends of Lucha Libre line. Get your Taurus figure there. They're about $20 each, I believe. Not too bad. Not too bad. But yeah, so yeah, we had Decay taking the L here to Bullet Club, Ace and Bay. Ace and Bay, and this was like a continuous thing. They're coming off the stage and they're coming down the steps, and it's like, backstage segment here. What's going to happen? It was actually very positive. They ran into the Motor City Machine Guns, and both Sabin and Alex shook their hands and said, look, from two guys who are usually holding some form of the tag titles, we have these now, so we just want to extend our thanks to you to holding down the tag division and doing what you're doing, and just, it's, the old saying goes, game recognizes game, sign of respect. And then they also, in turn, congratulated Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin on their wins. So that was nice to see. Really cool.
Obviously, the two best tag teams in Impact, but one's not really competing at a top level right now. But it's good to see they're still connecting those two teams together, because we haven't seen the end of that.
No, I'm sure they'll run it back again somewhere down the line. Yeah. Yeah, Cordy, mad respect. Absolutely. Bandito has a match tomorrow on Rampage. Good to know. All right. Main event time. You know what? I didn't even write down who won this one. This one was nuts, though. A lot of fun.
Come on, J-Bone.
I missed a little bit here.
Who do you think won this one, J-Bone?
I'm guessing this is one for the good guys.
This is one for the good guys.
Yeah.
So Team Motor City, because it's the era of the Machine Guns, and so they won this match with Deonna, Nick Aldis, and Trinity. But the key here is what happens after the match, J-Bone.
Right, yeah. So they beat Gisele Shaw with Savannah Evans, Trey Miguel, Kenny King with Sheldon Jean. Those five. And so then, Motor City Machine Guns get the win here.
Running.
And,
the doctor is done with his house call.
Dr. Yup is back. All right, awesome. And
I thought he was going to come back with a flat white.
I did actually think, can I make this happen in 30 seconds or less? I cannot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll have that joke set up next time, though.
I was going to say that, or put on the doctor coat.
The medical coat? I should get that. Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Lean into it.
But you're not
white jacket.
But you're not a medical doctor. You're more a doctor for like
other stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know what the term was. I'm glad you said other stuff, because that's all I would have said.
That's the technical term. That's what we use in the business.
That's all. But as far as my 2.5 brain cells goes, other stuff is about as technical as it gets. So thank you. That's great. We'll stick to that. James appreciates that.
It's about time, James.
And of course that leads into like something Santino would say, the James Bone.
Jimmy Bone.
James Bone.
Jimmy Bone. I like that one, actually. Let's do that one. Jimmy Bone. How about that? That's good.
A Jimmy Bone.
I'm putting that in the group chat now, Jimmy.
How's a Jimmy Bone today? Oh my God.
There we go. It's canon now. I'm going to put it in the Discord too. I'm putting it in the announcements channel.
Oh, thank you.
Big news. Hashtag Jimmy Bone rules.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, so
Shenanigans, J-Bone.
So they're celebrating in the ring. Aldis picks up the title before someone can pick it up officially and hand it to Alex. And he looks like he's just like, oh, hey, I got it. It's okay. I got it. I'm just giving it to you. And he looks like he's gonna walk it over and just right on top of Alex's head. Right, just horrible.
He totally got me too. He totally suckered me. Yeah. I'm so glad that he went this way because he's such a good heel. He is so good. Anybody who wasn't watching him in NWA, you're in for a treat.
He was doing this classy stuff since day one, showing up, 3-piece suit, sitting down, crowd's loving it. Welcome back.
You are gonna hate him so much if they let him do what he does. You are gonna hate him so much. It's gonna be glorious. Yeah. Well, I was worried when Alex won. Not because he doesn't deserve anything. Like, it's gonna be hard to do face versus face. But now that's not what we're getting. I am up for it.
Yeah, I think the fan base was ready to because we know the history.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, lead into that. If people already don't want to like him, let him work with that.
I can't. I tell you what. I can't wait till when we get to Chicago again. I'll gladly take one for the censors and start the "fuck you, Magnus" chant.
Whoa! J-Bone's getting up in that.
We're working blue tonight.
Yeah.
Jiminy Bone.
Jimmy Bones is going after a Magnus. It's a "fuck you, Magnus." Well, that's going to be 2 weeks after Slammiversary. So I'm not trying to foreshadow anything negative. I hope to God that Magnus does not, but he's just Magnus now. Fuck him. He's this Aldis stuff. He's Magnus.
He's not Magnus, J-Bone. He's Brutus Magnus now.
Oh God. That was back in what the hell show was that?
Well, that was his original name when he came to TNA.
Well, that's what he was in the show before he came to.
Wasn't it some type of like gladiator show?
Thank you. I could picture him in their red and blue tights running around dodging giant balls. I know that sounds really.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Woo! So yeah, dodging the giant balls. Magnus. So yeah, so we're getting heel Nick Aldis, and like I said, I'm really enjoying this already. It's one of the most. Yes, Justin. Damn, Jimmy Bone. It's just, I hope to God this isn't, because they said this is the Motor City. What do they call this? The Motor City era?
The machine gun era.
Machine gun era.
But before the main event, we do got to say that Gia interviewed Bhupinder about his documentary coming to AXS TV.
Oh, and these already aired on YouTube, but now they're actually hitting AXS TV. So
which is very cool.
You're getting a 2 for next week prior to Impact Wrestling. You're getting the Trey, Miguel, and Bhupinder.
This obviously replaced the Impact in 60, which replaced BTI.
Right. So yes. Sorry, Mayor. Sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
Mayor.
What are you doing? walking
Oreo's like,
over.
is it the end of the show already? What?
She just, she jumps up from the TV and then she's on top, and then she walks over the Funko Pops and walks over my CDs and walks over my record player. And
It's
now
her house,
a
Jay.
cat's purpose
Yeah.
is to step on everything.
It's her house. You're just living there.
This is. I told this to my wife earlier today. Yeah. It's their universe. We're just, we're just a blip on the screen.
Have you ever seen online videos of those houses of people who've like installed shelves on the walls and ramps and stuff? Yeah,
Yes.
You've seen these. That's when we get our place. I'm doing that. Yeah, I want my place to be a gymnasium for cats. They're gonna love it.
But we do got to talk about, because I know people are
Tracy
saying
wants
that interview
to do that.
ended with the great Dirty Dango, J-Bone.
Oh yeah, Dango showed up. Yeah. Oh
He
yeah.
didn't insult Gia. He didn't insult Gia.
Yeah, he
made an observation.
He goes. I thought the interview girls were supposed to be pretty, or he says something like that, and it's like,
I thought the backstage interview girls were supposed to be hot. That's not an insult. That's an observation. Was Gia insulted by that? If so, why?
She is. I mean, he's just stupid if you don't think.
He never said she wasn't. He just said, I thought this was supposed to be the case. So where's the insult here, Jay?
Where's the lie?
Bobby Fish, where have you gone?
The Bobby, the Fish Bobby. Yeah.
I was glad to see him come out for 15 seconds here, because I was worried after Against All Odds that meant that was going to be the last we saw of this version of him, or him altogether. But if he's sticking around, yeah, I want to see him given more time. I want to see what he can do.
He'll face Bhupinder this coming week. I'd almost put money on that, because I think we got the preview. Let me double check on that real quick. Well, they got the post show on there. Well, they even got a photo gallery up. Oh my God, they are on it.
I like.
Oh, and I love this. I love this picture for Slammiversary. They got Scott D'Amore and PCO versus Bully Ray and Steve Macklin. You look at Scott D'Amore and it's like, man, take your glasses off for the pic, dude. You're getting in the ring. Come on, bro.
Gotta be serious.
You ain't wearing your glasses in the ring, are you? Come on.
Well, that might
What's
be a smart
happening
decision, because you can't hit a man with glasses.
Yeah. You wouldn't hit a man with glasses now, would you? Oh, that goes back. That goes way back. Yeah, it's not on the site here. It's got to be on the Twitter box. Let me look that up real quick. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun main event. Fun main event. Oh, also here for the Down Under tour, for Impact Wrestling, Deonna Purrazzo versus Gisele Shaw is going to happen on Saturday, July 1st. That's another
and if
official
Gisele
match.
wins, she gets entered into Slammiversary.
Well, she has to defend. She
Championship match.
wins the champ, doesn't she? She wins the belt, and she'll go on to Slam as champ.
This isn't for the title.
Okay, it gets her into
for an
the
opportunity
match.
to get her into the match.
So she's winning for sure then.
Well,
I hope she's there. I really want to see her win. Out of the three, I'm backing her. Yeah,
we shall see. Well, Alex Shelley is defending his title against Steve Macklin. Steve Macklin is getting his rematch in Australia.
What do they call it? Waka Waka?
Waka Waka.
Waka Waka. Oh man,
it has a funny name, doesn't it? The place they're going to in Australia. It's something like that.
I love me some Waka Waka. I love the Muppets. All right, next week we got Bully Ray and Steve Macklin versus Eddie Edwards and Frankie Kazarian.
Ooh.
We've got OVE versus Brian Myers and the Good Hands. I can't wait for that one. We've got Taylor Wilde versus Killer Kelly. Shut up and take my money on that one. We got The Design, which looks like it's going to be Khan and Angels versus Jonathan Gresham and Mike Bailey.
Return.
Another good one there. So,
of the tag team.
So yeah, lots of good matches lined up for next week. Lots of good matches. The next week is going to be more match heavy as opposed to this week was more promo heavy. Fallout stuff. We're on the road to Slammiversary now.
I liked the main event, though. I like Survivor Series styles matches.
Yeah.
Well, once in a while, as long as it's not all the time. The whole first half hour of the show was all promo centered, and that's not easy to pull off.
Following, a special where the ground shifted so much, I was expecting that's what was going to be tonight. Yeah. With the matches kind of like not being the focus.
I hear you there. Yeah. Yeah, as far just with the ground shit, yeah, definitely, yeah. What is Zach saying here? J-Bone at a Mexican restaurant. Can I get some chips and guacamole?
Guacamole.
Are you saying I would mispronounce guacamole?
Sounds like something J-Bone would do.
I may have mispronounced a few things on the menu, but I will never mispronounce one of my favorite Mexican foods, the guacamole. Absolutely. So, fun episode,
Can't go wrong. The fall.
Any last minute thoughts? We're on the road to Slammiversary now.
Last minute thoughts. No. They need some new faces to freshen up some of the stories. Yeah, you guys are going to go off and enjoy a flat white. Everybody in the chat, sometime in the next week or so, enjoy a flat white and think of me, please.
Okay, Doc. Oh boy.
I know a lot of people are saying it is a title defense for
in Waka Waka
in Waka Waka or in Wagga Wagga.
Which match?
Deonna knockouts
against Gisele.
Gisele. It is a title match.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Don't go by graphics.
Yeah,
don't
I'm
go
pretty
by
sure
graphics.
Commentary said that. But if Gisele wins, she goes in as champion defending against the other two, so she could win there and then immediately lose it.
Well, that's kind of one of those things where if you beat the champ, you get to challenge them. It's like one of those things, you know. Yeah, that's how I look at it, and that's a gimme for any match against the champ. You beat him.
It's very similar to the back in the day, like when the big, like the WWF would go to Japan and like it would be like we're putting the title on the line. Now, a lot of times the title would change, but then it would change back at the last show of a tour before they went back. There's a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
There were so many title changes back in the day.
That's how Brett won his first title. He won in Saskatoon, and it wasn't even recorded.
Saskatoon.
One of Saskatoon's many claims to fame.
It could happen. That would be quite a story. The title changing hands in Australia, but then you still get the three-way match at the pay-per-view. So
I would think it's actually pretty likely because Impact does use special stuff like this to have title switch hands. Like if I remember right, the North won their first tag title run at a special during the Twitch days. It was in a
They have?
brewery.
Yes, it was the bash at the brewery.
Yeah, that was the one. When they were filming on somebody's iPhone. Those were the days.
Oh,
Josh Matthews. He loves his
God.
iPhone.
It was who was it? Kid Ref. He was the one wandering around, I think, in those days. He was the one with the iPhone wandering around.
He was one of them.
I think it was Josh Matthews on that you could hear him like talking
Yes.
on it.
Yeah.
It was
Jeez Louise. Crazy. They have certainly improved since then. All right. Well, that is it for this show tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Much love, everyone. Make sure you check out all the links in the description of the video, including the merch links. Go get yourself some merch. There's some damn good sales coming up, especially in the spread shop one. Think towards the middle or towards the end of the month, there's 25% off coming up. So keep an eye out for that.
25.
We'll let you know when that happens.
That's a big number, J-Bone.
It is. My goodness, that goes past the counting on the fingers and the toes sometimes. Jeez Louise. Good old 25. The Jimmy Bones.
Jimmy.
Yeah, poor Jimmy.
We should watch Degrassi sometime. Do a Saturday morning review show. Watch some old Degrassi.
Oh,
Degrassi?
Yeah.
They'll go there.
I don't even know where to stream that.
Oh, you can find them on YouTube. Yeah. The whole series is available on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
I'll be
Truck.
sure.
Here's the question. The first question anyone would ask about Degrassi. What's better? Original? Or the next generation?
Original.
There you
Original.
go.
But I mean, I'm biased because I grew up with it. But no joke.
I think that's probably what most good Canadian kids would say.
I have gone back and rewatched the originals from time to time just for nostalgia's sake. I think they've aged really well in terms of the thoughtfulness that they bring
went
to
there.
the.
They got serious.
Yeah, they did. It was a very real show. Yeah. Like a lot of sitcoms that you would see on the TV in these sorts of days really sugar-coated how life was, basically. Degrassi didn't. Degrassi was pretty real. I was at the age where I was the same age as the kids on screen, and the kids on screen were experiencing the same stuff that was happening at my school. So, it kind of helps you work through some stuff.
I have no clue what this is. I thought that was a race in Europe, the Degrassi or something like that.
Fuck out of here, Jay. You know what Degrassi is. You're pulling my leg. leg.
No, I never heard of that show.
Well, you did, J-Bone, at least for current stuff. The more current. The next generation stuff, Mr. Jacked Up Jukebox. You've heard of the musical artist Drake, right?
Oh, Drake?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was on Degrassi.
I don't know him.
I only know Aubrey Graham. Or, as we like to call him, the original Jimmy Buckets.
So, all right. Well, that's enough. That's enough Degrassi for tonight. And we're going to get off the rails. We start talking about Drake. No, let's not talk about Drake. I know he's such a beloved hip hop artist. I know that much. All right. Thank you, everyone. On your way out, you know what to do. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of our content hits your screen. Say good night, fellas.
Good night, fellas.
Good old Dr. Yup.